Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Gigi of GGmadeit.com. You know, the knitter, the blogger, and the yarn hoe, coming to you with yet another episode of I Confess I'm a yarn hoe. Although I've been doing pretty good lately, I haven't purchased yarn in quite some time. But let's get at it. I don't know how many weeks this has been. I don't have an episode count for you. I'm sorry. But what I can say to you is I'm back. And I am really enjoying this weekly update. It's a little bit more palatable for me. It's easier for me to manage. So what are we going to talk about this week? This week, I promise, I know I said this last time, it's going to be shorter than normal because I really don't have much. This sweater, the Franca, has gotten to the place where it's just back and forth stockinette, like back and forth stockinette. I'm knitting, I'm purling, I'm knitting, I'm purling. So I did go outside for you guys so you can see where it is lengthwise. So I will show you that. And I'll talk about that process, and I'll talk about the method again, because I have a couple of folks that have purchased the book because I keep carrying on about it, and I don't want you to feel like you waste your money. So I know most folks are concerned about the worksheet, and I'm going to talk about that. The other thing I want to talk about, believe it or not, I want to talk about Rhinebeck. And I want to talk about India Untangled. And I want to talk to the locals because my Adela, that damn international Adela, will be having a trunk show. So I want to talk about that. So you guys ready? Let's do it. So I'm going to put a picture right here because my Franca is fabulous. As you guys know, the way my little corner of my room is set up, I don't have space for you guys to see this beauty in its entirety. But I want to say it has gotten quite long now. Quite long. And yes, we still have pockets. So please know if you meet me in public, in person, excuse me, I will ask you, would you like to see my pockets? I made pockets. My child is officially tired of pockets. I asked her to go outside with me and take pictures, and she says, of what, the pockets? No. She's over it. I don't know why she's not impressed. But at any rate, as I said to you guys last week, I have stopped the increasing because I feel like it's, and you'll see when I put the picture up, when I put the little insert here, you'll see that it's perfect. It falls across my bum, my bottom very nicely. I don't feel like, and it covers me, you know, because right now the edge is curling in. So once I block and get this to stay straight, you'll see that there's really, like, it's going to double over each other, the coverage. So I really feel like I didn't need to do any more increasing. So I have a couple of more inches to go to get it to where it's designed to be. And then we're going to start sleeves. And as I said to you guys multiple times, we're going to do the sleeves 2 at a time. Because we have a problem with, I want them to be the same length. Let me say that, because I have found when I do them separate, I'm always not sure if they're the same length. And I really feel like if I do them together, they'll be perfect. So that's the plan. So let's talk about this method again. As you know, Coco Knit method is a top-down, tailored approach at sweaters, cardigans, or pullovers, right? Everything is about the top-down approach. All of the business, and when I say business, I mean all of your working and fiddling around is in your shoulders area, right? So the average knitter can work that out. What I have found, people that I have been in their presence or that have either sent me private notes in regards to the book, they got the book and then they saw the worksheet and they were ready to run for the hills. And I will honestly tell you that I was the same way when I first looked at it. When I saw the worksheet, I was like, what in the ham sandwich am I supposed to do with this? Okay, that's the same person that was afraid of charts, right? That's the person that looked at the worksheet. I can tell you the worksheet is simply a way of keeping track of where you should make your increases. So to give you an example, let's say the sweater that you're doing calls for an increase before and after your marker, your stitch marker, right? Julie is a genius because she offers you colored stitch markers, and in the pattern it tells you, knit 5,000 stitches, place the orange marker, right? So in the workbook, you'll notice there's an orange line, right? So if it tells you, you're going to knit however many stitches, and then you're going to increase in front of the orange stitch marker, but maybe not in back. That's what you use the worksheet for, to mark where you're going to make your increases, right? So you'll notice there'll be increases for the back versus increases for the front versus increases for your sleeves versus, you see what I'm saying? So instead of you having to read that, right, it's not written out. Now you're just going to watch your worksheet. And what I do is just check off after I did it, right? So the good thing about the worksheet, once you've done your setup, if you will, you're going to wind up with X amount of stitches, right? So at the top of the worksheet, you're going to say, you have 5 sleeve stitches, 10 back stitches, 10 front stitches, whatever the case may be, right? And then once you get the instructions for the increasing, it's going to tell you how many stitches you should end up with. And at the bottom of the spreadsheet, the worksheet, there's a slot for you to say, if you started out with 5, you need to end with 50. So when you're marking your increases, you can really count. I started out with 5, so I did 2, so 7, 9, does that make sense, guys? So if you are one that has purchased the book, please don't allow the worksheet to intimidate you. One, because if you read, and don't read like me, read it. It tells you how to do it in the Coco Knits workbook, the book itself. It tells you how to fill out the worksheet. But if you are a visual person and you need to see it, right, that's there too. So really, really honestly, do not allow the worksheet to make you feel some kind of way, because all it is really doing is helping you track where you need to increase. And you could just mark it off as you go. The good part about it is, let's say you forgot to mark it off. You can count how many stitches that you have in that particular section and look down at your worksheet and know where you are. So you'll never lose where you should be. Does that make sense? So for those of you that have reached out to me multiple times in reference, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Whew, you guys know how I am on my power surges. Forgive me. 53 is around the corner. 53 is around the corner. Woo! Anyway, so that if you are interested in trying it, I'm saying this to you, try it. There is these shoulders, the fit, it's just special, honestly, guys. The tailored look, the amount of pride that comes in with saying, I made it. And people gonna look at them shoulders and say, no, you didn't. And yeah, baby, I did. I made them shoulders and those pockets. But seriously, don't get in your own way. Step out of your own way and give it a try. And I can say this wholeheartedly about Julie. If you have, first stop, I would say, go to her YouTube channel, because she has tutorials because her techniques are different than anything that I've learned before, and I love it. But if you're visual like me, right, I read it, I don't get it, I see it, that's what you mean, right? So check the YouTube channel first. If you still are confused, you still need assistance, I can tell you wholeheartedly, she has to be one of the most responsive designers out there. Now, will she get right back to you immediately? No, because she's busy. But if you really get hung up, I would start with YouTube. I would say check Ravelry, the other projects, to see if someone else might possibly have the answer to your question. And if not, give Julie a shout. You can always yell at me. If it's a sweater that I've made, or if I can help you through that section of the sweater, I absolutely will. So please do not let that worksheet stop you. It's not as bad as it appears. I promise, and I promise again. Okay? Okay. So, next week for me is a first. Next week will be my first panel discussion. I will be at Squam. What are they calling it? Stitched Together is what it's called. And I will be on a panel alongside some other very talented makers. And we will be having an open conversation about diversity and inclusion. I'm looking forward to it. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm proud. I'm all over the emotional map, but I'm looking forward to it. One, I've never been to Providence, Rhode Island, so that'll be fun. I don't think I have. Or did I? I don't think I've ever been there, but that'll be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm taking the train up, so there'll be some extra time to knit. I'll probably be working on my sleeves then. And it's next Sunday. I'm so glad I started this. It is next Sunday, so that means next week will probably, I'm not even gonna say probably, next week will be delayed. Next week we won't get an episode until Monday, because I'm gonna want to include footage from the event. So, and the event is actually on Sunday. So next week there'll be a delay. I'll do this on Monday. I'll probably start filming a little bit from the hotel and from there. So you guys, I'll get as much footage as I can. I'll take my tripod with me and see if I can set up. I will do as much as I can. But I do know that now, that I'm glad I brought this up, because I'll be there on Sunday. So there won't be an upload next Sunday. It'll be Monday. Also, if you are local to the area, I will leave the information about the event. And no, I won't, because I want to say I think it's full. I think it's sold out. And sold out meaning you register because it's a free event, but I think it's to capacity at this point. I will double check that. If I am not telling you the truth, I will put the information below. So if you are in the area nearby, I would love to meet you. So that's that. The other thing that I want to talk about, that's happening next week. The week after that, that damn International Adela is going to be in town. So if you are local, the 25th and 26th, I think the dates are. It's a Thursday and a Friday. I'll put the link to String Thing Studios events in the down bar. But that damn International Adela will be doing her very first live in-person trunk show at String Thing Studios. So I have spoken about her multiple times. She has now become family to us. Like I've met her already, but I can't wait to get my hands on Bean and give her a kiss and squeeze them cheeks, and I can't wait to meet Jimmy. I'm just excited, but I want you guys also to have an opportunity to fall in love with her as I am. So if you are local, if you're in the tri-state area and you have nothing to do, next Thursday and Friday, find your way to String Things Studio. I'm taking off. I will be there probably all day, both of the days. Probably. We'll see. But I'll be there. But I need you to be. It's not about me. It's about that damn Della. And just for reference, just, this is, she did, she did this. This is her yarn. Yes. I'm going to go ahead. You can touch the screen. Just go ahead. I'll let you touch it. So I'm super excited about that for her. So Squam is Sunday for me. That's the 21st. So 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yep. So 25th and 26th. Don't laugh at me, because if you were of my age, that's how they taught us how to count with our fingers. Cut it out. So yes, it is. That Thursday and Friday she will be there. And I'm going to do my best to get her to hang around for midnight Friday night. So if you can't make it early, I'm going to have her hang out Friday night if I can. So that's that. What I want to tell you about that. And yes, I know it's July. We are at the midpoint of July. But the conversations, the plans, the preparations now are about Rhinebeck. So let me just give you a little bit of history about Rhinebeck and me. When I first started hearing about Rhinebeck, I came across the Rhinebeck sweater hashtag. I had no idea what Rhinebeck was. And I actually thought the Rhinebeck sweater was a particular pattern per se. So the first time I heard about it, it was happening like the next day. It was too close for me to go. So in my head, I'm going next year. I'm going. But my fear of sweaters, right? So I'm like, I need a sweater. So that first year, my first time at Rhinebeck, I made, and if I could find a picture, I will put it here for you. I made the city cape from Pearl Soho. And I didn't finish. I ran out of yarn for the neck. So I wore a cowl with it because I wasn't going to be the only one that didn't have a Rhinebeck something. So I found out later with some research and asking some very kind folks some questions that they probably thought, why don't you know this? Everybody knows about Rhinebeck. What the Rhinebeck sweater was. And it's not necessarily a pattern, but it's just that you created a sweater that you intend to wear to Rhinebeck, regardless of what sweater it is. So some years you see yourself coming and going, especially if you find yourself making the popular new sweater patterns, because everybody had on something Caitlin Hunter. Everybody. If they didn't have on something Caitlin Hunter, they had on something from Drea. So it's that type thing, right? So that first year, again, as I said, I made the city cape. Then my second year, I don't think I had anything, but my third year is when I had designed my bobble shrug, and I wore my bobble shrug. I had just released the pattern, actually, and I wore my bobble shrug. And then last year, I didn't have a sweater. Like, I'm not that person, and I'm not the one. I very rarely have sweaters that everybody has made also. I don't know. Probably because I was afraid of sweaters, but then too, I'm just not a Me Too type person. I don't know. And they're beautiful. My God, are they beautiful. But I just have never been that person. So I said all of that to say, because a couple things are happening right now. Number one, there's Rhinebeck, which is the Friday to Saturday to Sunday, right? And there's Indie Untangled, which is that Friday. So Indie Untangled is a way for indie dyers to have access to Rhinebeck, simply because most of the people that have space or booths or whatever you call them at Rhinebeck. I've had them for years, and they have no intentions of giving them up. So getting space at Rhinebeck is close to impossible. So what Indie Untangled does, in my opinion, is it allows gives the smaller dyers, the smaller businesses, the opportunity to get in there. So Indie Untangled happens Friday. And I've always missed Indie Untangled because I usually only go on Saturday. Last year was the first time that I had the opportunity to stay the entire weekend, because I usually drive up and drive back and drive up, because it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe for me. So that's what I usually do. So Indie Untangled, I'm talking about this because the tickets for Indie Untangled go on sale next Saturday, I believe. And it is like the hot spot. It is the hot ticket, because you're going to have access to some really exclusive stuff, including that damn Adela. Lola Bean Yarn Company will be there, as well as a wealth of other fabulous indie dyers that you might want, but you didn't want to pay the shipping, or whatever the case may be. They're going to be there. And you got to jump on the tickets, because when I tell you last year, those things sold out in 15, 20 minutes, and probably was sooner than that. So if you are going to Rhinebeck, if you're going to be up there all weekend, if you're going to do Indie Untangled, you absolutely need to mark your calendars. I want to say they go on sale 10 a.m. Let me double check. Oh, I am in so much pain, guys, today. Please know that I love you, because I got up for you. As soon as I finish, I am laying my tail feathers down because I am in pain. I have bursitis, and that don't feel good, baby. It don't feel good. Okay, so I was right. Oh, wait. Oh, I was wrong. The tickets, I was right about, is next Saturday, July 20th, and they go on sale at 12 noon Eastern time. 12 noon Eastern time. And here's some of the vendors, sponsors, everybody. It's just going to be Pom Pom Mag, La Binami, I always say that wrong, Magpie Fibers, Boiling Knits, Mustache Yards, Asylum Fibers, Espace Tricot, Knot House Yarns, Post Stitch, Spruce Lanes Designs. It just goes on and on. And when it says sponsors, because I believe with your purchase you get a goodie bag. You get a swag bag. And I think with the sponsors, you get goodies. Because because in the swag bag, some of the sponsors. So they might not necessarily have a booth there. Like, I don't believe that Espace Tricot will have a booth. But they're a sponsor, and they'll probably have some goodies in the bag. So I will be there, because I will be helping out Lola Bean Yarn. So if you are coming, and I would love to meet you. So I will be in Lola Bean Yarn Co's booth. I'm not sure what that is. As we get closer, I will let you know. But I'm talking about this right now because, yes, it's July, and Indie Untangled is not till October. But those tickets go on sale on Saturday at 12 noon. And you better be ready on Saturday at 11:30. Have all your devices on the website and be ready. Don't say Gigi. Don't do it. So the tickets, I believe, and here I will get more information. So I'll keep talking about this as we lead up to it. But I believe the tickets go on sale for the VIP section. So what she does that's great, Lisa, for Indie Untangled, is you have slots to shop. And there's 2-hour slots. And all of the vendors know to have enough to cover each slot. So even if you don't get tickets for the VIP, because I think, let me just rewind, the VIP gets the bags. Yeah, the VIP gets the swag bags. So that would be your encouragement to get the VIP. If you don't get the VIP, you still get to shop. You just have different time frames. So as we get closer, I will give you more, guys, details. You can go on indieuntangled.com right now and look and read up that information. But as soon as I know more, I will share more. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to talk about. The other thing is Rhinebeck. Are you going? If you're going, I'm going to be there. Again, I will be with Adela, so we will be there all weekend. So if you're going, I would love to meet you. I will be wearing, it's not up there anymore, I will be wearing my Franca on one of the days, as well as my baby's shirt. Where is it? I'll post some pictures in here because Shelby is selling a shirt now. My baby has a phrase that she says on her Insta stories every day, and it goes as follows. Drink your water, eat your vegetables, wear your sunscreen, and mind your business. And she put that on the shirt. And I'm so very proud of her because up to this morning, she has sold 200 shirts for her first time, and I'm so very proud. So I mentioned that because probably on Saturday you'll see me with my Franca on, as well as my Mind Your Business t-shirt. So we're going to try to get anybody that's coming that has purchased a t-shirt to wear their t-shirt so we can take a big picture. But we'll talk more about that as we get closer to the actual event. So we talked Indie Untangled, we talked Rhinebeck, we talked Trunk Show, and that's all I got. That's all I got. I am in pain. Oh, one more thing. Okay, so if you follow me outside of YouTube, so whether that be Facebook or Instagram, you know that I stumbled across a commercial that rocked my world last week. And that commercial, or that ad, if you will, is called The Look, and it's from Procter and Gamble. And I will find the link and put it below so that you can watch it. But what that ad made me realize was a few things, right? And the ad is basically about people being treated some sort of way or looked at some sort of way because they're different. Specifically in my case, because I'm Black, right? So that prompted me to write a post. And in that post, I said, this is what a knitter looks like, me, right? This is what a mom looks like. This is what a YouTuber looks like. This is what a blogger looks like. This is what a call center manager for 23 years for Verizon looks like. This is what a daughter looks like. This is what your friend looks like. This is what a person who doesn't like vegetables looks like, right? This is what a human being looks like, right? And what about my appearance makes you pause, right? If you don't look like me, and I seriously want to have this conversation, guys, because we got to find a way past this. What about my brown makes you cast your eyes down? What about my brown makes you cast your... How many of you don't like vegetables? Raise your hand. We have that in common, right? We already know that we have knitting in common, right? How many of you have two sets of eyes? I mean, I can go on and on and on. How many of you are fans of Game of Thrones? We have that in common. How many of you love orange as much as I do? We have that in common, right? So what about my brown makes you cast your eyes down? What makes you look away? What makes you get up and move out of your seat? What makes you not hold that elevator when you see I'm trying to get on? What makes you look at me some kind of way when I walk in that yarn store? I knit just like you. What about my brown makes you cast your eyes down? And then we discuss the fact that when I share those instances where I was treated some other kind of way, or there was assumption about me knitting because of my brown, the response that I get 9.9 times out of 10 Oh, Gigi, they didn't know it was you. Please tell me what that means. What does that mean? So they treated me some other way because I was just black, not that I was Black Gigi. I don't understand what that means, right? So I'm gonna share something else that I shared. What makes me very uncomfortable, because the flip side isn't always a good thing either. If I walk into a yarn store and they are aware of who I am, which I still don't think makes a difference, there's a part of me, there's a real tiny part of me that says, are they doing that just because they know who I am? And if I walked in here and they didn't know who I was, would I be treated differently? So my point in all of this, guys, is again, what about my brown makes you cast your eyes down? I don't get that. And then I think the part that really, really made me feel some kind of way is because my birthday's coming up. August 5th is around the corner, and I'll be 53 years old, right? And what really, really, like, because my smile, the smile that you guys comment about all the time, the smiles that I get multiple compliments about, and I thank you guys all the time, that's my defense mechanism. I try to disarm with my smile. I smile in hopes that I'll get a smile back, and that you'll see my smile before you see my brown. And does my smile come from within? It does. It really does. But I realize that that's inbred. Have your parents ever said, you better act right, we got company? To somebody that looks like me, wherever I go, whoever doesn't look like me is company. So you better behave in a certain way. Does that make sense? What about my brown makes you cast your eyes down? And I'm going to end with that. As always, thank you for coming back. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate all of you, because I know that you don't have to do this and you willingly spend your time with me. So, as I always say, have a fabulous rest of your day, rest of your week, summer, rest of the year, on purpose. Do it on purpose. And the person that wants you to not have a good day, week, year, do it just to get on their nerves. So have the good, whatever it is that you want to be good on purpose. Be intentional about it. Seek out the good. Seek out the good. There's so much bad out there. There's so much negative. I want you to search for the good on purpose. See you guys next week, but Monday. Don't be looking for me on Sunday. Don't be sending me notes. Talk about where's the YouTube video, Gigi. I told you. Monday. We are at day, I'm losing count, 16. I think this is day 16. And I am just at almost passing the bum. Let's see if we turn you around this way. And I walk down for you to see. Can you see? So I am making pretty good progress. And again, as I said the other day, it is just smooth, straight, back and forth stockinette at this point. Back and forth stockinette. So that's my update. And this is day, so let's see, Friday, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, I'm on day 17. And I can say that I goofed up yesterday. So I had to frog a row I think it was only one row I had. I just saw this long stitch. I don't know if I dropped the stitch. I don't know what I did, but I frogged and got back to where that long stitch was and moved forward, and we're back on track. So I probably will get some decent knitting time in today. Talk to you soon.